Hey there, Cooperstown Elementary, Mr. Hul-Pit and Mr. Hul-Pit, coming to you with our first Hul-Pit weekly challenges. If you aren't catching on, combination of Mr. Hul-Pit and Mr. Hul-Pit, and basically what's going to happen is every Tuesday we are going to post some challenges for you, and it's going to be your challenge to try to maybe beat us. If you can't beat us, maybe you can beat a sibling, or maybe you can just try to get the best time that you are hoping to get. Maybe you might challenge your parents. So basically what's going to happen today is Mr. Hul-Pit and I are going to take turns, and we're going to do a series of 6 different challenges.
So this first challenge that we have for you today is the plank challenge. It's a muscular endurance challenge where you see how long you can hold this difficult position. So here we go. Want to make sure you have a nice flat back and up on your toes, and now you just hold it.
Notice how Mr. Hul-Pit's body is nice and straight. He has his arms at a 90 degree, and he has not joined his hands. Try to keep your hands apart, that makes the challenge harder. He's got his toes tucked in the back. As time goes on with this challenge, you will most likely notice your body to start shaking because your muscles will fatigue. Mr. Hul-Pit seems to still have pretty good form here. At this point, he is up at 1 minute, 8 seconds. How you doing, Mr. Hul-Pit? We're doing good. Obviously, we have mats that are right here in the school. You might choose to use a carpet. You might have a mat of your own at home. You might do it out in the grass where you have a little bit of padding, but try to find some type of somewhat soft surface. 1 minute, 45 seconds. Definitely shaking now. So fatigue is starting to set in. Obviously, this is going to be different for everyone. He has now surpassed 2 minutes.
2, we call this the opposites pose. You might choose to use a right arm in a left leg or a left arm in a right leg. In my case, I'm going to use a right arm and a left leg. This is what it looks like. So right arm goes down, left leg is back and straight. I'm on my toe. I'm going to straighten my left arm up and out, and then I'm going to straighten my back leg with the toe, just like this, and hold it.
Now, what makes this challenge extremely difficult is the fact that you have to balance in that awkward position, and also, this requires a whole lot of core strength. So, you'll see that he will be herky-jerking around throughout the challenge. I think I'm doing a little bit of that already. I would say this challenge is like a plank 2.0, the advanced plank challenge. Gotta distribute your body weight evenly. Very difficult. Try to keep breathing, too. And hopefully when you do it, when you have a mat, it doesn't slip on you. I can tell Mr. Hul-Pit's mat is slipping. And he's done. That was 1 minute and 32 seconds.
All right, friends, so the official time to beat for my plank challenge is 1 minute and 50 seconds. That's 1-5-0. Now, for Mr. Hul-Pit's opposite pose challenge, the time to beat officially is 1 minute and 8 seconds. That's 1-0-8. Good luck. Next challenge that we have here is the broad jump. It's a skills-based challenge, and we're going to see how far we can jump with our toes starting at the start line. We're going to bend our knees, throw our arms back, we're going to leap out, and wherever we land, we have to stay there, okay? And where your heel is, that is where the final measurement is. So I'm going to do 3 jumps for you today. All right, those toes up to the start. Here's attempt number 1.
So I come over to take a look at where his heels are, and that measures 7 feet 5 inches. Jump number 1, 7 feet 5 inches.
Okay, see if I can get better on jump number 2.
And once again, I mark where his heel is, and where I'm pointing right there, you can see that that is 7 feet 9 inches. So he's improved by 4 inches. So he went 7.5, now 7.9. This is his 3rd and final jump.
Okay, see if I can get 8 feet.
Nice jump, Mr. Hul-Pit. Mark it out. As you can see, there's his heel. I just lined it up with my finger. 8 feet 4 inches. So third jump, 8 feet 4 inches.
So before I finish this, just notice all you need is chalk or something to mark out a little distance. If you have a tape measure, that's great as well. All right, so this is something you can definitely do at home. Good luck beating me.
So we are on to the long toss. The long toss is not designated to one throwing object. As you can see, I have a baseball, a tennis ball, a softball, and a football. You might not have any of these things. It might be a golf ball, it might be a racquetball or a squash ball, but find whatever you can. And the whole idea here is you're going to throw 3 times from a designated throwing area. For me, this is going to be the triangle. And when I start, I get 3 throws. Mr. Hul-Pit will be down the tape and he will be saying what each distance was. And then at the end, you're going to add up the total of all 3 throws. And it's marked where it hits first, not where it stops. So the first point of impact on the ground is where it gets marked. So here we go.
Throw is a tennis ball. And as you can see, that was 135 feet. Number 2, he's using a softball. It's coming right at me. Okay. You can see he's getting warmed up. That was 154 feet. Goes with a football. Here he goes. Whoa. He outshot the mark. I'm going to say that was about 168 feet.
Before I give you my total for the 3 throws, I just want to make sure I reiterate, you don't have to use 3 different objects. I just did this for an example. So for example, maybe you only have a tennis ball at home, all 3 throws would be with the tennis ball. But we added them all up and my total distance was 457 feet. Good luck beating me.
So this next challenge is a speed challenge, something that you've probably seen at the NFL Combine if you watch that. All right, this is the 40-yard dash. And to do that, Mr. Lippin and I set up a tape measure at 120 feet because 120 feet is the equivalent of 40 yards. And obviously we're using a track. Hopefully you can find some flat surface that has, 40-yard distance that you can do this in. All right, at the end, we have little dandelions. We got resourceful, and that is our finish line. All righty, so when you're doing the timer, what you want to do is if you're timing your buddy who's running, don't start it until you see them make their first motion. In other words, don't say ready, set, go, because that's not as reliable as you just hitting start when they go.
So I'm down at the finish gate. You can see Mr. Hul-Pit is 40 yards away. And now you get the close-up. Being that it's dandelion season, we've got a pile on either side of the lane, and this is where he will finish. This is the end of his race. So I'm gonna get myself in position right here so I can get the most accurate time as he runs this. Here he goes, he's off. Staying in his lane, going as fast as he can. 5.1. Nice job, Mr. Hul-Pit, 5.1. Final challenge of the week. This is the shuttle run. This is an agility measurement. The whole idea here is 30 feet. Our starting point is right here at the triangle, and we'll be using a baseball and a tennis ball. So I've got to make 2 trips down there. The first one, I'll go down and pick up one of those objects, bring it back, set it down at the starting area. Second trip, I go get the second object, and then I run straight through like I'm running through the finish line on a track race.
All right, we're getting ready here for his shuttle run. On his motion, I start. All right. 8 seconds and 7/10 of a second, 8.7. I'd like to close by reiterating that you can challenge us. We hope that some of you will try to beat our high scores, but you can also challenge some siblings, your parents, or you can just try and get your best score. If you'd like to share it on the classroom with us, we'd be really excited to see that. All right, hope you enjoy the Hul-Pit challenges. Plenty more to come.